You've just found out you're pregnant. After staring at the two lines with your heart pounding, both thrilled and terrified, and many questions hit you. What should I eat? Or is everything okay in there? The first trimester is a biologically intense, hormonally explosive, and emotionally unpredictable 12 weeks of a woman's life. And most of it happens completely invisibly. You can't feel the cells dividing. You can't hear the heart forming. You can't see the placenta being built from scratch. But your body is screaming signals. Today, we're going through 15 signs that your first trimester pregnancy might be going exactly the way it should. Sign number 1, you feel sick. Morning sickness, nausea, vomiting. The inability to look at a plate of food without your stomach staging a revolt is one of the signs that your first trimester can give you. Here's why. Nausea is driven by a hormone called HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. This is the hormone your pregnancy test detected, and its entire job in the first trimester is to sustain and protect the pregnancy. The higher your HCG, the stronger the nausea. Sign number 2, your HCG is doubling. This one you can't feel, which is exactly why hospital checks matter. But in a healthy early pregnancy, HCG levels should double every 48 to 72 hours. Doctors confirm this with 2 blood draws taken 48 hours apart. This is not something you can know from symptoms alone. This is why blood work exists. Sign number 3, a heartbeat on ultrasound. Between weeks 6 and 8, a tiny, flickering heartbeat becomes visible on ultrasound. A healthy fetal heart rate starts around 90 to 110 beats per minute at week 6 and rapidly accelerates up to 140 to 170 beats per minute by week 9. You cannot confirm a heartbeat at home. There is no app for this. There is no device you can press against your belly at week 6 and get a reliable reading. This requires a trained sonographer, proper equipment, and a clinical setting, which means, and say it with me, you need to go to the hospital. Now let's talk about the signs you can actually feel, because your body is far more communicative than most people realize. Sign 4, you are exhausted in a way you have never been exhausted before. The kind of tired where you sit down for a moment and wake up 2 hours later. The kind where climbing a flight of stairs feels like a personal achievement. This is progesterone, the hormone responsible for maintaining the pregnancy, surging through your system and simultaneously instructing your body to pour every available unit of energy into building the placenta. That organ doesn't exist yet. Your body is constructing it from nothing. Of course, you're tired from building a whole new organ. Sign 5, your breasts are trying to get your attention. Sore, heavy, tender. Areola is darkening, veins becoming visible under the skin like a road map. All of these begins as early as week 4 to 5 and tells you one thing clearly. Estrogen and progesterone are rising. Increased blood flow is flooding the breast tissue in preparation for eventually feeding your baby. The darker areolas are thought to help a newborn whose eyesight is extremely limited. Locate the nipple. Your body is already thinking that far ahead. Sign 6, you need the bathroom every few minutes. Frequent urination this early isn't just the uterus pressing on the bladder, though that's coming. This early, it's a signal that blood volume is expanding and your kidneys are working overtime to process the extra fluid. More blood being filtered means more output. Sign 7, everything smells like a personal attack. Your colleague's lunch from 3 offices away. Your partner's cologne you used to love. Petrol, fish, chicken, coffee. Things that never bothered you before are suddenly unbearable. This is your body's threat detection system running at maximum sensitivity, steering you away from anything that might harm the embryo during the most critical window of organ development. It's protective, purposeful, and a clear hormonal green light. Now we move into the stage where symptoms alone are not enough, where the only way to truly know what's happening is to show up, get scanned, and get your blood drawn. Sign 8, your progesterone levels are healthy. Progesterone is a hormone that holds the pregnancy in place. It keeps the uterine lining intact. It suppresses contractions. It creates the biochemical environment the embryo needs to survive. You cannot feel your progesterone levels. A woman with dangerously low progesterone can feel completely fine right up until the moment of pregnancy is lost. This is one of the most important reasons for early prenatal blood tests. Your feelings are not a substitute for lab tests. Sign 9. A gestational sac and yolk sac visible on ultrasound. At around week 5 to 6, an early ultrasound should show a gestational sac, a fluid-filled structure, sitting inside the uterus. That location matters enormously. A sac outside the uterus means an ectopic pregnancy, a medical emergency that can be life-threatening and shows zero external symptoms in early stages. Inside the sac, a yolk sac should also be visible. This tiny structure nourishes the embryo before the placenta takes over. Seeing it is a significant positive marker. None of this is visible from the outside. Only a scan confirms it. Sign 10. Implantation bleeding around week 4. Light pinkish or brownish spotting. Shorter and much lighter than a normal period. Around the time your period was expected is often a sign that the embryo has successfully burrowed into the uterine wall and begun establishing its blood supply. Many women mistake this for a period and don't realize they're pregnant. Many others who know they're pregnant panic and assume the worst. In most cases, this light spotting is the pregnancy announcing itself. However, and this is critical, not all first trimester bleeding is implantation bleeding. Heavier bleeding, bright red blood, or bleeding accompanied by pain needs to be evaluated immediately. This is not something to manage with Google at midnight. This is a call to your doctor. Sign 11, leukorrhea, increased clear discharge. You might notice a significant increase in thin, milky, completely odorless fluid. This is your body using extra estrogen to flush out the vaginal canal and create a pristine, sterile biological vault that protects your uterus from outside infections. Sign 12, dysgeusia or metal mouth. A sudden, surging wave of estrogen alters the neural pathways of your tongue. You might wake up feeling like you are literally sucking on copper coins or aluminum foil. It is a strange hormonal side effect, but it means your endocrine system is working overtime. Sign 13, you are bloated and uncomfortable. Progesterone slows the entire digestive system in early pregnancy, deliberately, to allow maximum nutrient absorption for the developing embryo. The result is bloating, gas, feeling full after eating almost nothing, and general abdominal discomfort that has nothing to do with the baby's size yet. And it means your body is prioritizing your baby's nutrition at a cellular level. Sign 14. Your mouth won't stop producing saliva. Excess saliva, called tylism gravidarum, is directly linked to surging HCG levels. It often accompanies nausea and is more common in women carrying higher HCG concentrations. Uncomfortable? Absolutely. But it's one more signal that your pregnancy hormones are running strong and high. Sign 15. The fetal pole is measuring correctly on ultrasound. By week 6 to 7, a transvaginal ultrasound should show a fetal pole, the earliest visible form of the embryo itself. And crucially, it should be measuring in line with your gestational age, within about 5 to 7 days of where you should be based on your last period. A fetal pole measuring on track is one of the most definitive early confirmations that growth is proceeding normally. But again, only a scan gives you this. The most reassuring signs, the doubling HCG, the confirmed heartbeat, the correctly placed gestational sac, the progesterone levels, the measuring fetal pole, none of them come from how you feel. They come from tests, from scans, from a clinical professional looking at your body with tools you don't have at home. The first trimester is the highest risk period of pregnancy. Most miscarriages occur in these 12 weeks. Ectopic pregnancies, which are life-threatening, show no reliable external symptoms. Low progesterone silently threatens pregnancies every single day in women who feel completely normal. You cannot Google your way through this trimester safely. Here is what early and consistent hospital care gives you. A dating scan at week 6 to 8 confirms a pregnancy is in the right place, shows a heartbeat, and establishes accurate gestational age. Blood tests reveal your HCG trajectory and progesterone levels, the two hormones that tell the real story of your pregnancy's health. Ongoing monitoring means that if something begins to shift, it is caught early, when intervention is still possible. Going to the hospital is not panic. It is not drama. It is you taking your pregnancy as seriously as your body is. Book the appointment. Show up. Ask every question you have. Bring a list if you need to. Your doctor is not judging you. They are waiting to help you. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the life you are growing.